right, Pisces, let's get into a reading. I'm just going to do their feelings and their thoughts, okay? I'm not going to dig into what's going on behind the scenes. I'm not going to dig into a lot of action. I just want to see what this person's feeling and thinking for you. Please keep an open mind. As always, this is not a personal reading. And if you want a personal reading, you can find it down below. This person could have the tendency to miss out on things or to reject things that make them feel vulnerable. So you know how like sometimes maybe family or friends will do something that could be like out of your comfort zone. It might be something that you're not comfortable doing. This person could have the tendency to not like being pushed out of their comfort zone. Now, for a lot of you, that's something that this person's changing. They're recognizing that they're missing a lot of opportunities and a lot of things that they want to experience simply because it puts them in an uncomfortable predicament. Example, let's say that you've never rented a boat before. You want to go rent a boat. You don't know how to drive the boat. You don't even know where you're going. A lot of people, just the thought of that, just the analysis paralysis of, I've never done it before. What if I don't know how to drive this? What if I look like an idiot? What if people are laughing at me? Did we notice what ifs? A lot of people will then shut down and go, oh, well, I don't know if I should go, but I don't want to be laughed at. I don't want to be made fun of. Sometimes when someone is laughing at you, it gives you the opportunity to laugh at yourself. Not everyone is making fun of you when they're laughing at you. Maybe they're laughing at the situation. Maybe that person deals with trauma in the way of laughing. I know I'm one of the worst ones to laugh when I should not be laughing. But it's literally a coping mechanism. But a lot of people can automatically assume, oh, you're a bad person, you're a horrible person, how dare you laugh at something like that, when maybe you just don't know how to react, so the first thing that happens is laughter. I am getting this person is getting a message of truth or a message of bad news. So this person could be recognizing that maybe them being set in their ways. I'm not changing, I don't need to change, I'm perfect, I'm fine, I'm great. Let's be honest. I know people still in their 40s, their 50s, their 60s who could use a little bit of like emotional management, looking in the mirror and going, wait, why am I projecting onto everyone else? Why am I trying to control everyone else? Why am I trying to do certain things that aren't a reflection of me? But instead of doing that, a lot of people who are older will say, well, I'm the age that I'm supposed to be. I am who I'm supposed to be. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's like they always got an excuse for them to continue to enable a behavior that they don't actually like. Again, here's an example. Let's say that you're the kind of person where you see everyone going on vacations and you see people going to concerts and you see people doing things, skiing, hiking, and there's a part of you that's like, I wish that was me. Why wouldn't it be you? Who said, what said that you couldn't do that or you couldn't have that? And usually it's fear. Usually it's, but what if I'm not good at it? What if I hurt myself? What if, okay, but what if it flies? What if it works out? What if it rumbles you to your core and what you needed was a breath of fresh air in that circumstance, that situation, that hobby, that lover gives you everything you've been asking for. So that could be for some of you what this person's feeling, recognizing their behavior and what they need to change. They could be recognizing or learning something from their childhood, something that they are seeing as an issue. I was taught to be an enabler when I was a child. I was taught to make excuses instead of looking in the mirror and going, guess what? You the problem. This person might not have had family members who were big on calling one another out or even calling themselves out. It isn't your right to go call people out. It is your right to call yourself out though. And if you can't be honest with yourself, who can be honest with you? That's what we got here. Now this person could be looking back on something that took place in the past with you and them. This could be someone you've recently started dating. Maybe they got snappy with you last week. Maybe they said something, you took it the wrong way, and you're like, okay, do it one more time. That could be for some of you. Someone here is not satisfied with something that took place in the past in this relationship, and they're learning a lot from that. So I'm going to go ahead and put a warning in real quick. There's a thunderstorm coming. So you're going to hear maybe wind, rain, thunder. I see thunderstorms and I see rain coming as a way for the energy to be cleansed, as a way for the energy to be cleared. So for some of you, this taking place could be cleansing this person, clearing out their heart, their mind, their soul. But I mean, it could be hard. It's really hard to look at yourself and go, whoa, message of truth, message of bad news. You were not a good person. Message of truth, message of bad news. You played the victim when you were the one that was actually showing up in a bad way. There could be something here where this person is dissatisfied with something that took place between you two. Again, whether it's an argument, whether it's a way that they approach, and then you had to set a boundary. You could have had to say something where it was like, okay, wait a second. We ain't even went out to eat on a date and you already telling me everything you gonna get from me. Some of you could have had to match this person in a way that they didn't expect, but it also made them take a step back and reevaluate themselves. Some of you could be in a relationship with someone, because I'm picking up on this, and this person could have the tendency to be snappy. So whenever they're mad, they snap at you. Whenever they're being, whenever they feel that there's an inconvenience, they snap at you. You could have snapped back at this person, and that could have made this person go, whoa, why are you acting like that? And you could have said, why am I acting the way that you always act? And that could have made this person go, oh, I guess I didn't realize that I do snap at you like that. I guess I didn't realize that I've gotten in the habit of not saying, hey, honey, can you help me, please? It's now coming off as a demand. Hey, do this and do it now because I said so. Some of you could be dealing with something like that if you're in a relationship, and this person could be feeling a lot of shame and dissatisfaction with their behavior. And again, that could be a message. What did I just say? Finding out the truth crushed me. Now, for some of you, if you're in a no contact, or if this is someone where there is beef, this person's recognizing something and it's making them feel very vulnerable. I almost said weak. So this person might not like feeling weak, but that could be exactly what they're feeling right now. And that could be the universe coming in to cleanse them. Whoo, it's pouring. It is pouring, and I feel like it could have come out of nowhere. I feel like it's a little bit of energy of ignore it, ignore it, ignore it until you can't ignore it anymore. What happens when you have a water leak in a home and you ignore it? You maximize the damage. You're going to then have to deal with not only the things you were ignoring, but the things that were coming inevitably. Procrastination will get you pocketbook crime. It'll get you wallet hurting, and it'll hurt your feelings if you ain't careful. That's what I'm getting here. This relationship, this circumstance, this instance, this, I don't want to see the truth. I don't want to give a message of truth to myself. I don't want to give myself a message of bad news. Postponing that was only postponing the inevitable. Inevitably, you're going to find out, hey, you're not showing up in an appropriate way. And again, it could have really crushed this person to find out how they were showing up. And again, feeling really vulnerable. Now, I'm seeing a message of good news. I'm seeing good communication take place here coming up. Okay, side note, if the electric cuts out, I might keep going, okay? I don't know why, but I feel like the electric might cut out. So if it does, and it gets pitch black, and you're like, where the hell did she go? I'm still here. We're not going anywhere. We're gonna keep pushing. But it's getting louder. Are you noticing that? That's this person, this message of truth, this message of bad news. It's getting louder. You know, the only way that we learn the kind of human and the kind of person that we want to be is by doing the wrong things or doing the right things and recognizing, oh my God, this is working. I'm treating people how I want to be treated, and maybe it doesn't come back all the time, but more times than not, I get treated the same way. Whether it is a stranger, someone who knows me, no matter who it is. And that within itself is showing me that I'm doing something right. I'm hearing that song, Must Be Doing Something Right. I just heard you sigh. So this person, for some of you, I'm going to say it, could want to make love to you. And that could be their way of kind of making this up. I'm sorry for fighting and using you as my punching bag for the last 6 months. I'm sorry for getting complacent and recognizing that I am going to be, maybe not all of the reason, but 75% of the reason that this relationship is going to fail, because I wasn't willing to be honest with myself and my part. And really looking in the mirror and seeing what I've done and the damage that I've done has crushed me. Now you're going to need to listen to your intuition around the communication this person's going to be bringing in. Because for a lot of you, if this is a no contact, they don't want to let you go. Okay? But for some of you, it's not a no contact. Now, for some of you, this person can feel like everything they're giving their time, their energy, their effort into isn't paying off. Give me a little bit more on that. Yeah, and it's not fair, is what I just heard. This person, it's interesting. I feel like this person has a distorted view of what equal give and take looks like. I feel like this person in their mind feels that if they give any percent of effort, time, and dedication, they should get that back and more. Sometimes in life, that's just not how things work. We all know that there's been relationships, sometimes children, bills, cars, homes, debts, jobs. We know as adults who have been through a thing or two that sometimes you can give to something and it won't give you nothing back. But you learn a lot in that. You learn when to hold them. You learn when to fold them. You learn why you maybe stuck it out longer than you should have. You learned what you will do next time and what you won't. You see it as a learning opportunity. You see it as something that might not have given you a lot of value money-wise. But when it comes to wisdom, you're like, I got my money's worth there. Because that taught me to never do that again. And I can see that red flag walking like it's nobody's business. This person, though, has the tendency to feel like the universe is bullying them. Why is this not working out for me? Why am I working 60 hours a week, but I'm not getting paid nothing like I used to? This isn't fair, universe. And instead of going, okay, look at it from a logical perspective. I'm working my ass off. I ain't getting paid what I want to get paid. Self-worth wise, I deserve more and I know that. So I'm going to go ask for it. And if I can't get it here, what we going to do? We're going to take our energy out of it. If you go to Taco Bell and you go, hey, listen, I want a number 7 and it comes up as $10 and you give them $5, do you think that they're going to give you your food? It's a no. They don't devalue the worth of their food simply because you can't afford it. Same if this is a relationship, a person, a job. You're not going to devalue what you need to survive, what you need to feel fulfilled and loved, simply because someone else cannot afford it. That's when they have to go and learn that wisdom or gain that money so they can pay it. And if not, maybe, just maybe, they shouldn't be eating at Taco Bell tonight. Okay? And when we give someone something that they don't necessarily deserve, or something that they haven't worked for or earned, that could be viewed as enabling. And then what tends to happen is if you enable someone, you do it once, and it's a slippery slope. Well, I care for you. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to give this to you half off because I love you. Well, then when the next month comes around, guess who wants the rent paid? Guess who wants half off again? Guess who wants your help again? That's why you have to be careful of helping people versus enabling. It's okay to help, but there is a fine line between helping and enabling. And I feel like this person is in a crucial life lesson right now, whether this is a partner you have, someone you're in no contact with, I don't care. This person's learning something very crucial and very beneficial to them. And it's about how life isn't fair, but life is what you make it. And I know sometimes we get stuck in situations and it's like, but Danielle, I was stuck in it for 3 years. I didn't see it. I wasted my time. That's okay. You still learned something in it. There was still value in that lesson. That's what I'm getting here. This person's got to get to a point where they're recognizing their strength, their determination, their willpower, and they've got to get to the point where they're dedicated to what they say they want. And they're willing to go after it. For a lot of you, what's happening is that this person's becoming more in tune with their beliefs. That's why all this is taking place. It isn't necessarily about you or them. It's about them recognizing sometimes life ain't fair. Sometimes you ain't gonna get things that you want or the things that you think that you deserve. But at the end of the day, it's about how you pick yourself up and you brush yourself off and you continue to go after what you want the next time. How many business owners do you know that started multiple companies for all of them to fail, for the last one to fly? Same for relationships. I know of people who got divorced 3, 4, 5 times and then went back and remarried the first person they had married. Paths look different for everyone. But at the end of the day, if you don't go through those paths, you're not going to be able to learn who you are, what you need, and what's right for you. And that is one of the reasons why you will see people in their 40s, their 50s, their 60s, their 70s still holding on to beliefs that aren't actually good for them or aren't true for them, simply because they've not had those life lessons, the good ones and the bad ones, the ones that's helped them get connected to themselves, and it's helped strip the things where people have maybe put on them, this is my opinion, this is my view, and I'm going to make it a part of you. When in reality, that's a life vest. And all you needed was the opportunity for you to gain the wisdom that might have been their life circumstance, but that's not yours. And you don't have to take someone else's life circumstance as reality. I mean, if you meet someone who's been married one time for 30 years, their view of marriage is going to be different compared to someone who's been married 6 times. That doesn't mean that either of their realities are yours. You can take nuggets of wisdom from both, and then when you get into that circumstance, you can get your own knowledge, your own beliefs, and what you find morally correct for you based in your circumstances. That's what this person is learning. But there is a behavior or something that they've done that has made them feel a lot of shame and has made them go, I need to make this up to you. I need to fix this. For some of you, if you and this person are in no contact, they could be feeling really emotional. How's this person feeling? Feeling like they want to communicate, feeling like they want to have some sort of conversation. If you're in no contact, they're spying on you. They're thinking about how they can open up dialogue. Now, when they do open up dialogue, let's say that you know exactly who this is. I'm seeing an M. Mark, Matthew, Michael. I don't know why I'm saying only guy names. We'll go with it. So it could be a guy with an M. If it's a feminine, they're showing me an A. They're showing me a Z. It's interesting. Now I'm seeing a T. But as they were going through the letters, it was like someone was going through their phone and scrolling really fast and stopping on that person's name. Like they want to call or text, but they just sit there and look at it. So your name might be a good ways down, or this person has a lot of people in their phone. Because, I mean, I was seeing scrolling. But anyways, so this person could be thinking about reaching out to you. So when they do reach out to you, or when they do open this dialogue, this communication, it is going to be more on the smaller end. So I don't think that this conversation is going to last for 5 hours. I don't think this is something where you guys are going to be up to 3 a.m. in the morning trying to figure it out. I think this person is going to tell you how they're feeling and why they're dissatisfied, and how maybe a truth that they've come to see as their reality now, which could have been your reality all along. You could have been like, you are snappy and you got anger problems. That might have not been their reality. They could have seen it as I'm overstimulated. But some sort of wisdom or message or truth has come in since then, and now they're like, oh wait, I do see it. And now not only do I need to come in and tell you that I see it and that I've learned it, but that I'm really dissatisfied. And I think your intuition's telling you that this is gonna happen. I think your intuition's telling you that something's about to take place. Getting an epiphany, getting a sudden truth. Recognizing that they're clinging to their old ways or their old patterns and they're not satisfied with it, but they have to be strong enough to change it. You know, it reminds me of like the parents who can recognize, you know, I've not been a good parent. I allow my controlling aspect of me, or I allow my temper to get the best of me and I need to do better. That can be a sudden truth, but changing that behavior can sometimes be an ebb and a flow. Now, it is abuse or manipulation if someone continues to do something over and over and over again and then asks for an apology. However, if you really are trying to change and be a better person and get rid of a version of you no longer like, there will be times that you will take a step back and maybe resort back to that old version of you. Each time you do that, though, you're going to be able to see it. It's going to be brought to you quicker, and it's also going to be brighter. It's like you're not going to be able to ignore the fact that you just had a temper tantrum for no reason. And instead of you taking days or weeks to go, I didn't have a temper tantrum, no, I didn't. Now you might walk out of the store and go, oh my God, I just had a temper tantrum, and nobody had to call you out. That within itself is growth. And doing that, again, not expecting someone to be perfect, but recognizing that as long as they're willing to call themselves out and they are willing to try to do better, only then will you get better. Now, if someone continues to show up in the same way, hey, I've ignored you, I've ghosted you, I'm in love with you, and then it's the same cycle, but nothing's ever changing, that is manipulation, that is abuse. So make sure you can see the difference. For this reading, this person is taking some sort of sudden action because of a truth they've recognized. In this moment, they're conquering up a plan. This is my plan. This is what I want to do. For a lot of you, this person wants to reunite with you, but for some of you, this person just wants you to know that they are recognizing that they're staying in their comfort zone and that they're sorry and that they're ready to take action to do better, to be better, so they can be a better spouse, a better husband, wife, dad, mom, all of the above. This person is having a little bit of doubt around this communication. They feel like the divine is guiding them to do this, but they feel there's a part of them that still wants to be kind of closed off. There's a part of them that still wants to resist. And that part of them's got to go. That part of them's going to have to die. So I do see a little bit of a struggle still taking place. I watch your social media and I regret lying to you. So yes, someone watches you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to jump into an extended. If you want it, you can find it down below. You can find it on Gumroad where you can purchase it individually, or you can join us on Patreon where you get bonus readings. If you're in the very top tiers, you get giveaways, all those things like that. So I'm going to leave this one here and jump into the extended. In the extended, I'm going to see why do they watch you, first off. I'm also going to see what the action is going to consist of, okay? And then I just kind of want to dig more into like how they're viewing you, what they're feeling, and just really get those dark, dark, deep secrets, okay? So if you want it, find it in the comment section. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a blessed day, guys.